whenever they need a drink, and they just thrive like that. It keeps them drier and it keeps them warmer, and like I said, they're doing pretty good. These are some hatchery chicks that I recently bought. I got them from Ideal Hatchery, and they are some specialty Cornish. I really like my Cornish game chickens. These are buff Cornish game and red laced Cornish game, both of which are heritage type breeds, but they're a color variation of a heritage breed, so they should be good egg layers. They're supposed to all be hens, and we shall see how that turns out. I've got like 18 of them in there. And this is just a rubber tub water tank that I've got them in right now. It's really not as good, I don't think, as the metal tanks. It has more width to it, but it doesn't have enough height, and eventually these things will start flying out, so I might have to put a screen top on it before it will even be before I can move them. So far so good. This morning's job in here is I need to refill their water, obviously. They need more food in their feeder. Ideally this feeder would also be hung too, but right now with the cardboard over top I can't hardly do that. And move the light up a little bit. So that's the first job, and like I said, it's time to get everything cleaned up. So by the way, it's about 7 o'clock a.m. Okay, morning chores have begun. We have got a mulch mess right now, including toy mess, because between chickens and a 4-year-old, this yard looks like first chore this morning. So we're going to open the chicken pen. Sage, open chickens, go pull. Pull. Good job. This is my dog with his summer dew. It's hard to see. I'll have to get a picture. Anyway, chickens are out on the run and getting ready for the day. They're gonna be out here working on some bugs and worms this morning. It's been a rainy few days. This is one tank that is just still in a state of major disarray. We're going to work on it some today. And this tank has a temporary cover on it because the chickens are decimating my garlic. And then I have 3 tanks here that have potatoes and some green onions planted in them. But this is a part of my farm that really needs some work this morning. We've been working on fence line along here. I can show you all the way down now. It's looking much more clean. Right here by this big tree stump, there is 1 grape planted. There will eventually be a grape arbor between the 2 stumps, but that's still in the works today. Right here along this fence line, we just got the fence line done, and I just planted 4 blueberry plants, and they still need mulched, and we still need a little bit of work done on that fence. As you can see, the rain has started our grass growing, which is a good thing. Right now I have the sheep off of the grass. We went around first part of last week, and there were a few Japanese honeysuckle and wild rose bushes in the fence line, and we put poison on those, cut them and put poison on them. So I've got the sheep off right now. Also, we put some grass seed down places that needed it, like the little trench where the barn cam is. I don't think anything's growing yet, but we're trying to give it a little bit of a chance. This is a good time of the year to do that because our baby sheep are still babies, so we want to give them some time with just mama, and I'm just keeping them in this little short pen for now. And we moved a tree. This is a eastern red cedar. It was in the fence line where I have the blueberries planted, and we're putting it here in front of this ugly old barn to try to get it a little bit of character. Go ahead and open the turkey pen. And this is their little perch fun that they have. If anybody ever tells you that you want to get up with the chickens, you tell them no. Tell them that you are going to get up with the turkeys, because these are the laziest creatures. Half the time, these turkeys don't get off their perch till about 9:30 or 10 o'clock. So they move a little slow in the morning. Their pen's not in too bad a shape right now. Got a little bit of poo over in the corner I can pick. And right now I have a big bucket, and it is weighted down with a car wheel in the bottom, and then I have a bunch of hay on top of that. And that is where they are learning to lay eggs. I'm hopefully going to make a second nest box in here for them. And got one fake egg in there right now. I just use this as temporary because we use this tub for a lot of things, for putting hay in for animals, and some of them have bottoms all the way in them, and some of them are just have like the top half where there's the bung holes in the barrels. The bottom halves we were using for water containers, and the top halves we were using for hay containers. It's a really great way to do it. Be sure you get food grade barrels. You don't want anything that had anything weird in it. We've had these barrels a long time, and they work great for a multitude of things around the farm. And then we're going to come over here, and in this pen we have our new baby lambs. We have 2 sets, and we have issues in this barn also, because we have a roof that's leaking. This center light panel came up and just about was torn off of the barn, and now it's leaking, and we've been having about 2 inches of rain. So our stall in here is not in the state I like it. It's muddy and gross. Get our door open. Like I said, we've got to get the rest of this raked out, let it dry as much as possible, and try to rebed it. Normally I will be bedding with shavings. I just use hay during lambing season because it's keeps the babies up off of the ground better, and it's easier to keep clean. But I despise bedding with straw or hay because it just gets to be a soggy mess. It doesn't absorb anything. It just lets all the water and moisture glunk down below it, and it's just gross. So that's got to get out of there. Like I said, they're going to come out this morning and have a little time in their pen. And we've got hay out here for them to eat, and there's plenty of water. And like I said, for the first little bit anyway, it's better for them to be up where they can be with their mamas, and they can get used to each other as a flock. And plus, I don't have to worry as much about predators because they're in a fairly secure pasture plus a fairly secure pen. So hopefully between all of that, we won't have to worry as much about coyotes or dogs or anything getting them. Give you one more look at our little nursery. Like I said, we just got 2 ewes right now and these 4 lambs, and that's more than enough for me to deal with. And they're coming out here, they're going to have a little fresh air, and I would like to say sunshine, but it's supposed to rain most of the day today. So anyway, starting off the day. I've got this chicks cleaned up. As you can see, I've got their feeder hanging now, and they can just reach it, which is good. You want to get them to stretch up tall to reach it, because that way they waste less feed and they make less mess. Like I said, these are Cornish game birds, so they're going to do a lot of flying up on things anyway. I do have 1 or 2 cochins in that mess, but the rest of them are all Cornish. So you see how active they are. And I've got their water filled. It's about 3/4 the way full. When they're little like this, I only fill this gallon jug half to 3/4 full, because I like to keep them fresh water, and it's real easy to take it down. It's on a little snap up here. I can take them down and rinse it out and put some fresh water in there to keep them satisfied. So as you can see, they're now in clean bedding. I've got their lamp raised up. I may have to lower that again, just depending on how our weather goes. It's supposed to get up to 60 today. Baby chicks need to be kept around 90 to 95 degrees the first week. These chicks are on the second week. It really needs to be about 80 underneath their lamp. So we're trying to bring this up about 20 degrees. I do have a heater in the porch here, which is kind of helping to keep the temperature up a little bit. It's probably about 65 in this porch, so that helps with that. But as you can see, they're actively drinking from their little drinker. That's why it's swinging all over the place. So I can get you down so you can see what they're doing. Drinking their fresh water, eating their food. Now I'm going to put the cardboard up. Like I said, it's still kind of cool in here, so I'm keeping this cardboard up against. I shouldn't have to say this, but I will. Keep the cardboard away from the lamp. Don't burn your house down trying to take care of your baby chicks. When I have their little cardboard on here, as you can see, it still stays far away from this lamp. And that should keep them pretty well settled. Being a homesteader, you're going to have a mess. Just all there is to it. This porch is a mess. I get shavings in it. It's got dirt in it. We have an old blanket sitting over here on the floor, because I've been using this blanket at night to kind of lay over the cardboard and give them a little extra insulation when it gets real cold out. We're a little bit earlier in the spring than I typically like to have chicks, but we didn't really have a lot of choice this time, because these were rare breeds and this is when I could get a shipment. So, okay, you noticed I cleaned them out. They weren't totally nasty. Don't let them get totally nasty. You want them to just be a little dirty, because, you know, nasty, wet litter breeds disease, and there's no sense in having that on your babies. So, they're happy and content. Now we have to go to the next job. Got the cat fed and watered. And when I got done cleaning, this is what I have left. By the way, if you guys get a chance to buy a metal dustpan like this, buy it. Great for scooping up atrocious things that you get on a homestead, like dog puke, cleaning out baby chicken pens. Wonderful. This will not go to waste. This is going to be a top dressing for my flower bed, as you can see next. Okay, this doesn't look like much, but these are a start of comfrey plants. And I'm going to take this litter that I just got from the chick pen, and we're going to use it to top mulch the comfrey. It'll help to keep down weeds, keep them moist during the summertime, and it provides nitrogen. Okay, just took me a couple of minutes. Like I said, I added the shavings on top of the comfrey bed. I'm going to continue to do that all season as I raise chicks. This is where the chick bedding goes. I also took the time to pull out some of the dead leaves around them. If you can see, let me get down here. We've got new little babies coming up, ready to start the spring. And few seconds of mulching and tidying today, and it saves me a lot of weeding later. So that got 2 jobs, major jobs done. Time for a little time and effort sitting on the hot pad. So I gotta take a break. When you work with arthritis, it's little stages. Work a little bit, sit a little. Work a little bit, sit a little. I can get it done. Okay, my husband took that load of wet hay and manure and nasty around to the front of our house, and this little bed here is where I'm going to try to plant my Brussels sprouts and some other winter greens like broccoli and things like that. So I'm going to use that as a mulch and let it kind of top dress this soil that I have here. Last year I tried to grow some things there and they did very poorly because we didn't have very much nitrogen in this soil at all. It's a really weak area, so I imagine this will nitrogize me up pretty good. Okay, I put their feed in individual pans and then I kind of watch to make sure everybody gets to eat their dinner. And then I'm going to shut the door, pick up the pans. They already have hay. My husband just carried some water for them, so both of their water things are full. And we should be ready for the evening. It's raining again. Lovely. Right into the stall. Yuck. I did put out 1 bag of shavings over here on the dry corner, so hopefully these babies will have some place to sleep tonight so they can stay out of the mud, and they will sleep over in that corner where it's dry. So they're finishing up their food. Molly, who seems to require a little more feed, gets about 1.5 pounds of scratch grain of an evening, and Dot is getting 1 pound of scratch grain for the evening. As you can see, Dot is a little bit of an easier keeper. She just gets fat and stays fat. So next thing for the evening is checking the chickens again for eggs. the nest egg. My husband gathers those too usually. He has to help. Now we have to risk life and limb. And go to the second coop. That's my egg harvest for the day. One turkey egg, and let's see, have to do a count on these chicken eggs. Let you know what we got. The turkey egg is hopefully going to be saved. I'm going to be putting them in the incubator soon. So, hope to get some turkey babies to sell. Cat's been fed and watered. Dog's been fed and watered. And earlier today, we spent some time at my daughter's house. And we went to pizza for her birthday for lunch. So, it's been a full weekend day. My grandson will be here at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning and ready to play. So, this is what I do with myself. And we started the day at about right around 7 o'clock. We're ending the day. It's about 6 o'clock p.m. and raining, and even if it wasn't raining, I would be more than done for the day. My arthritis is really flaring up, and I need to spend some time on a hot pad for a while and stretch out and relax and take care of myself. So that's what I'm going to do. Hope you enjoyed following along with me today and seeing what we are doing for the springtime. Everything's hopping. I'll try to keep you updated. Thanks for watching.